In the world of mobile gaming, few announcements carry the weight of a legacy franchise promising its biggest evolution yet. Outfit 7, the creators of the global phenomenon Talking Tom and Friends, declared that 2025 would mark a pivotal year. Their official channels buzzed with carefully crafted press releases and bold statements. The promise was one of total modernization, new character designs intended to be more expressive and unified across the ecosystem, sharper, professionally recorded voices to replace the quirky, synthesized tones that defined the original, and not one, but 3 brand new games designed to push the franchise into the next decade. That's their headline, a story of progress, of a brand confidently stepping into the future. But beneath the polished surface of corporate messaging, a different story was unfolding. A story not found in press kits, but in the raw, unfiltered comment sections of app stores and the passionate pleas of long-time fans. My headline? The relaunch that broke a sacred bond. The update that, in its quest for a cohesive future, risked erasing the very identity that made it a global icon. To understand the depth of this disconnect, we have to go back. Before the controversy, before the redesigns, to the simple charm of a cat that started it all. The Talking Tom and Friends franchise is more than just a collection of apps. For millions, it's a digital touchstone. It boasts a Guinness World Record for being the first app series to reach 1 billion downloads. Its characters have transcended the screen, becoming a multi-billion-dollar IP with merchandise, animated series, and a theme park. At its heart was a simple, almost primitive concept. A gray cat in an alley who repeated what you said in a funny voice. That was the magic. That was the bond. And now, the company was about to fundamentally change it. This is the story of that change, told through the evidence left behind. Here are the receipts. Our timeline begins in July. The first major release of the year, My Talking Tom Friends 2, drops onto app stores worldwide. This game served as the public's first real taste of the new unified art style. It was a commercial success, a testament to the brand's immense power. It passed 10 million downloads in just 2 weeks, a strong start by any measure. The industry press took note. Publications like Pocket Gamer lauded the launch as a powerful opening salvo for Outfit 7's big year. But while the numbers were impressive, a quiet murmur of dissent was already beginning among dedicated fans who felt the new character models were too sanitized, too corporate. This was merely a prelude to the main event. October, the moment fans had been waiting for, the full remaster of the original Talking Tom Cat. Time for the franchise's 15-year anniversary. This wasn't just an update, it was a replacement. The original app, a piece of mobile history, was overwritten with a bold, full-scale remake. The official announcement, sourced here from Games Press, promised to bring the classic into the modern era. But what did that mean in practice? It meant the original, slightly janky animations were gone. The iconic synthesized voice was replaced, and the gritty alley cat aesthetic was scrubbed clean. The reaction was immediate, and it was not what Outfit 7 had hoped for. But fans, the community that had grown up with this character, felt a profound sense of loss. The floodgates opened. Across the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store, the reviews were brutal. "Bring back original Tom!" became a rallying cry. Users described the new look as overly cartoony, a common complaint being that the redesign stripped Tom of his unique, slightly mischievous personality. By December, the sentiment hadn't cooled. If anything, it had solidified. Reviews from this period are filled with phrases like, "You ruined the voice and visuals," and "This isn't the Tom I grew up with." The core of the complaint wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about identity. The new Tom felt like an imposter. Crucially, the feedback wasn't just destructive. A significant portion of the community wasn't demanding the new version be deleted. They were asking for a choice. Many asked for a simple toggle in the settings, or for Outfit 7 to publish a separate, standalone, Talking Tom Classic app. They wanted to preserve the original, not halt progress. This brings us to the contradiction at the heart of this story. Now, the contradiction. As the wave of negative feedback crested in late December, fans who reached out to Outfit 7's support channels began receiving automated replies. Viewers from my community shared support emails they received, citing a company-wide holiday break and promising to review feedback in the new year. A standard, understandable practice for any company during the holidays. Yet, at the exact same time these out-of-office replies were being sent, I caught fresh promotional activity on their official social media channels. A new tease for an upcoming game, Ginger Surprise, went live. It was actively promoted with the social media team seemingly online and engaging. This was happening while those "we're away" replies were rolling into the inboxes of concerned fans. Inactive in the support inbox, active on the promotional timeline. Now let's be clear, this isn't illegal or even uncommon. Marketing and support are often separate teams with different schedules, but it looks evasive. It creates a perception of selective engagement where the company is happy to promote new products but is unavailable to address legitimate, widespread criticism of an existing one, especially when the core ask from the community is so simple: give players a way back to OG Tom. And this is where we find the fundamental clash of visions. The company message is one of modernization. Their goal is a cohesive tone across all products and an updated art style that feels current. From a business perspective, this makes perfect sense. A unified brand is easier to market and manage, but the player message is entirely different. They're asking for a rollback mode. They miss the uncanny, slightly off-putting charm of the 2010 stare. They want the original synthesized voice and the unpolished vibe that felt authentic and unique. They aren't asking for a better remaster, they're asking for an option. This isn't about hating change. Many successful games have evolved dramatically over time. Look at games like Old School RuneScape or World of Warcraft Classic. Their publishers recognized that a portion of their player base was deeply attached to a specific era of the game. Instead of forcing a modern vision on everyone, they offered a choice. They preserved the original experience, and in doing so, re-energized their communities and created new revenue streams. This is about preserving a digital identity. The original Talking Tomcat isn't just an old version of an app. It's a cultural artifact. The franchise earned Guinness-level recognition for its impact. That legacy was built on the back of that specific cat, with that specific voice and that specific stare. So honor that impact. The solution here doesn't require abandoning the new vision. It requires acknowledging the old one. The path forward seems clear, and the community has already mapped it out. Ship a classic legacy toggle within the existing app, or publish a separate, standalone, classic app. Let the market decide. If the modern version is truly superior for all players, the classic app will fade away. But if, as the evidence suggests, there is a significant audience that craves the original experience, you've served your community, preserved your legacy, and likely created a new, dedicated revenue stream. So, if you agree with this sentiment, the call to action is simple. Be loud, but not cruel. Harassment and toxicity directed at developers are never acceptable and only undermine the message. Instead, leave clear, specific, and respectful feedback on the app stores and official forums. This is what gets noticed. Cite exactly what you want. A specific version target, the original voice, the classic animations, the old UI. Be precise. This isn't about organizing raids or spam campaigns. That's noise. This is about presenting a clear, evidence-based case. Just receipts and requests. The goal remains a rollback option. The franchise's canon remains the anchor, and OG Tom remains the origin. The community has spoken clearly and constructively. Your move, Outfit 7.